Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. We appreciate the opportunity we have this morning to join you on this call. I'm playing with the controls here, trying to learn as I go, and my biggest problem is that for all we've done and all the times we've done this, we continue to have little glitches in the system, and one of them is to get something out of my ear so I can actually think. It's not easy to multitask at my age, but not that old, not as old as some I've seen. So, but grateful this morning. It is Tuesday, February the 16th, 2016. The Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine is being brought forward as part of the 2020 agenda of agribusiness publications. We've got some things that we need to get done, and the more I talk about it to myself and to others, the more I am committed to see to it that we do everything in our power to find and connect with those who want to see the types of changes that need to be made in the producer sector of the dairy industry to foster profitability. Continued productivity as well is huge, but at the current pay price of milk, under the current conditions of supply and demand, these are not the best of times by any means. And of course, one of the things that we focus on a great deal of the time is what's coming forward in the markets. If you'll read our February edition of the Agribusiness Dairyman magazine, www.my-dairyman.com, you're going to find a complete breakdown of a tremendous amount of information that was provided to all of us and any of us during the last 24 months and more. Some of it reaches back even further than that, but primarily all of 14 and all of 15. Now, these were articles and news bits of information that came in from all over the world, the dairy world for sure, and parts where you don't think dairy is such a big deal even, and but gave us indications that things were changing. We were in the middle of 14 before we really could have stood up and screamed and hollered some more and said, hey guys, don't chase price with production. We always say that to dairy producers. Don't chase price with production. You want price to maintain. Don't chase price with production. You want price to change. You want prices to go down. Then chase price with production. Otherwise, don't chase price with production. And certainly you don't chase price with production right now. And that's the maddening impact that we see this morning as we see a post by Robin Schmall. And Robin Schmall is a commodity broker and owner of Ag Dairy LLC, a full-service commodity broker firm located in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. He provides dairy market insights, and he does that for, I think this is, for AgWeb, powered by Farm Journal. And they do a great job. I always enjoy reading their stuff. These guys are at the top of their game. There's no doubt about the fact that these guys know what they're talking about. But I just want to see if this guy fell off the bus though this morning. Though I have a little exception. He identifies the problem: milk output raised despite lower prices. Here we are chasing price with production. We did it last year. We did it the year before. In fact, in the publication, my-dairyman.com, the Agribusiness Dairyman magazine. And it's online, it's out in print. You guys can see this and know that for the last 12 years, and probably I could go back further and further and further, dairy producers have never one time been market responsive with their milk production on the farm relative to demand in the marketplace. Demand could be falling, more milk. Demand could be rising, more milk. Demand could be falling again, more milk. And so here we sit, February 15, 2016, yesterday's date. It was a surprise to see the USDA increase their estimate for milk production on the latest World Agricultural Supply and Demand report. They have been reducing their milk production estimate for a number of months in anticipation of reduced output as a result of lower prices. However, they raised production 100 million pounds on the most recent report. Milk production this year is still expected to reach 211.9 billion pounds, up 3.4 billion pounds, which we don't need, from the 2015 setting another record for milk production. Bear in mind, this is just an estimate and will be adjusted numerous times throughout the year. If this were to come to fruition, it would be a greater gain than what 215 was over 214, which was an increase of 2.4 billion. Now, talk about getting hit with a stupid stick. I mean, that is absolutely not, it's not this guy's fault. You can't shoot the messenger. I got no problem with the fact that he's questioning why USDA would raise estimates. Well, they're likely raising those estimates because they don't want to be wrong, and they're seeing what milk producers are doing, and they're raising their milk production. It's just, and listen to this. So the question asked is, why would milk output increase the second year after record milk prices when the estimated average all milk price would be $8.32 lower than the average in 2014? That's a good question. That's a great question. Why? Why would we make more milk in 2016 than we did in 2015 with prices 1/3, 31 to 41% lower than they were in 2014, when 2013's production numbers were the smallest increases, which helped to trigger with high demand? You had slowing milk production is what you had in 13, with rising milk demand, which you had in 10, 11, 12, and 13. And until the very initial months of 2014, that demand was still there, tenuous, and we could see signs. Even in the last quarter of 13, there were signs that demand was going to change. So he asked this question, and it needs to be answered. Everyone needs to face this question: why? Why more milk now? All milk prices would be $8.32 lower than the average in 14. There are many answers to this question, with some depending on each individual operation. Hang on, we're going to take a break. So going on with his article, he says this: there are many answers to this question, with some depending on each individual operation. Individual dairy operations have differing costs of production, with some profitable, while others are depending on level of milk prices. Marketing of some percentage of milk production can also have a significant impact on profitability. Those who have utilized futures, options, or forward contracts could have protected upwards of $2 per hundredweight for a good portion of their 2016 milk production, allowing them to maintain and improve milk production through different avenues without as much sacrifice as those who have not. Of course, I am referring to, this is his statement now, I am referring to present moment and current milk futures. These may change over the course of this year. Well, no kidding. Okay, here's the next point, and then we've got to go find Ron O'Brien here in a second. But before we leave this, I wanted to read some of this. Likely one of the best answers to this question is because that is what we do. Now there, to me, this is where the dumbest damn answer in the history, and I hear this a lot, but don't say it to me because this is just stupid. Because it's what we do. Teen pregnancy is rising. That's just what we do. Drug abuse amongst children is rising. That's just what we do. Crime in America is rising. That's just what we do. Poor nutrition of children, that is what we do. Bad grades because they can't learn or aren't learning, or better yet, aren't being taught. That's the problem. And that's just what we do. That's just a cop-out. It's just a dumb answer and response to this problem. It shouldn't be just what we do. That's for dang sure. Just as higher milk prices spur a greater desire to increase milk output to take advantage of higher prices, lower milk prices spur greater milk production in order to make up for lower incomes. We get it. It's about the cash flow. Guys, that cannot continue. And I don't like to see anybody print. The answer is, hell no, that is not what you should be doing. Can anybody else wake up out there? That's what this guy should be saying. You're headed for a $9 milk price. You keep this up because demand's not coming back. It's not going to be here now. It's not going to be here in 6 months. It's not going to be here in 3 years to the level that we saw in 2014. And so just what you do, you better change what you do because the alarm has sounded and there are dairy producers. I was with a dairy producer yesterday. I says, okay, so why is milk production reducing in California? Now, we're not actually lowering the amount of total production. We're not growing as fast in California, just to clarify that for everybody. Okay, we're just not growing as fast. So he said, well, the reason why is because we're losing dairies every day. Oh, there you go. That's a great thought. We're losing dairies every day. Milk production's going down, not because dairy producers have stopped making so much milk they cannot sell except at a loss. It's because their neighbors are getting wiped out in the process. Not my farm. I'll still be here. Not my dairy. Not my cows. And so, boy, that was quite a revelation to me. I didn't realize that he sees it as the loss of producers. Some of the cows are going out of the state. Some of the cows are staying in the state. But dairy producers are going out of business. And that is going to continue and, in fact, escalate in the weeks and months ahead. Eric.
Good morning, and welcome to the live CME Spot Dairy Market Conference call. From 1 to...
For those of you listening this morning, this is the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. We joined Ron O'Brien's broadcast, which is also a conference call, listening into the blocks and barrels trading going on at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. You're hearing them call the trades as they happen. Up 37, 37 and a half, 36 and a half. They're talking about the cents on the dollar. Blocks barrels at 146, 147. Blocks and barrels had closed at 9:38, respectively on Friday. Markets were closed yesterday. Blocks 148 bid offered at 149. Post.
loads traded total in the barrel.
Okay, there you get a little feel for that trading going on at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange this morning. Blocks and barrels trading first. We'll come back with dry powder in just a little while and finish up the trading session this morning with butter. Barrels, blocks holding steady at 149, barrels down 2.5 cents at 146.5. Stay tuned as we break for a brief announcement.
Are about to open up 73.75 non-fat.
Hey, it's Rylan. How are you? Doing all right, man. We got 45 seconds till we open here. Settle at 73.75. Yeah, everything's great. Oh, yeah. It's pretty much low key. Just kind of stay home. It's dumped a bunch of snow on us over the weekend, so it's perfect little Valentine's Day kind of hang out with jammies kind of day. Oh, yeah, and then the rest was just kind of hitting rim and the rest come back, It's not easy, let me tell you. I didn't understand, but she, oh, man. Going about the open here. We're open. 73 even bid on 1 by Trev. 73 even bid on 1, no offer. 73. Yeah, relatively. Barrels were a little active, but otherwise, it's actually become odd. Like stock market. 73 and a quarter bid on 1 by Trev. No offer still.
Half lower bid.
Got 20 seconds left. 73 and a half bid on 1 by Saw. 75 bid on 1 by Trev. 74 even offer by EOJ. Trev buys it at 74 even from EOJ. 74 even bid on 1 by Trev. Saw joins a bid at 74 even, 2 bid at 74 even. 75 even offer by Saw. Got 2 bids at 74 even, 1 offered at 75. Coming up to the call. First call. Second call. Third. 4 and a quarter bid on 1 by Trev. Still 75 off. Saw buys at 75 even from himself. 75 even trade. 75 even bid on 1 by Trev. 75 even bid, no offer. We're posted. First call. Second call. Third. 35 and a quarter bid on 1 by Trev. No offer. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. 35 and a half bid on 1 by Trev. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. 75 bid on 1 by Trev. We're up 2 on the day, no offer. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. Close. All right, so we're going to settle right there at 75.75, up 2. 2 loads traded total.
All right, there we've heard the dry powder trade this morning at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. This is the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine. The importance of what we've heard, of course, is that trading goes on every day, affected by the market trends, affected by the demand curve, affected by the supply of milk and the inventories of milk that have already been stored, milk and milk products. Here, dry powder trading down a little bit on a couple truckloads, and a further indication that too much milk is in the market relative to the profitable demand needed in that market to sustain a decent dairy price. Bob Crucker used to teach us that when you see blocks and barrels at the 149 mark, that is going to generate itself or translate itself into a $1.49, $14.90 per hundredweight for Class 3 milk. It was just kind of an always trend that he saw, and he said when you see blocks and barrels that low and getting weaker, then you know the milk price for Class 3, Class 4 utilization is going to be going down. We'll break for a moment for this quick, and I've got to get to flicking switches, but stay tuned and we'll be back with butter trades and more news and information on the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all-dairy connection.
Imagine life without cheese. Okay, it's a horrible thought, but we're only pretending. Pasty pizzas, blah burritos, colorless casseroles, the mind boggles. Cheese transforms the eating experience. It can be creamy or crumbly, sharp or sweet, hot and gooey, or room temperature. With hundreds and hundreds of different varieties, cheese can really add zing to your meals. Behold the power of cheese, presented by the Allied Milk Producers.
A lot of great work being done. Allied Milk Producers, for those of you who are not familiar with them, is simply a marketing agency formed back in the days when the dairymen set aside 15 cents per hundredweight of their milk money to enhance the marketing effort of milk and milk products here in America. I like the work that Allied does. They're very progressive. Our people who we met initially when we were organizing the National Dairy Producers Organization, a lot of great producers came together to support Allied by making a statement, hey, we want more done with our money. You know, whoever's in charge of marketing fluid milk in America and spending the kind of money they've spent over these many years, and as much as could have, should have been done, volumes of milk, fluid milk consumed by Americans has fallen every year for the last 25. Now, if you were the manager of a National Football League team and your team had lost for 25 years in a row and the owner had given you plenty of money to get the job done, hire the right people and the best coaches and nice uniforms and shoes and footballs and everything you needed, and you still lost for 25 years in a row, do you really think you would have been the manager of that team? Would you have been the coach? Even the general manager? See ya. And so when we hear some of these good things, and of course, I'm playing them to you. The last people I need to convince that milk is good and nutritious and tastes great and is a wonderful product for young and old are dairy producers. But we want to bring out the fact that we, in our 2020 agenda, we have a great deal of emphasis that we feel should be placed on improved marketing to consumers about taste and nutrition. And of course, in order to achieve proper taste and nutrition, then we are very strong advocates of fortification of all milk, all fluid milk, from coast to coast to meet or exceed, but meet California standards. We're a very strong advocate in the 2020 agenda to make sure that somatic cell counts, 80,000 or bust is our goal. You guys know what that means, 80,000 or bust. Get on with it. It can be done. It's being done by producers. That's going to enhance quality. It's going to enhance shelf life. It's going to enhance taste. And we need to be about that work. But we need to let the kids have a glass of chocolate milk if they want one. If they'll drink milk because it's chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla, then by golly, let's get on with it. Because I'm not a broccoli fan either. I don't do broccoli if I can help it. But we were at a friend's house the other night on Sunday, and she made a dish that had broccoli layered underneath some chicken and sauce and cream and, and cheese, and I could eat that broccoli. That was okay. I got my broccoli. But it didn't have to taste like broccoli. If kids don't like it, then we don't have to put, all the sugar in the world in it. But I'm okay with getting that high nutrition and high benefit drink or product into our young people and even our older people. The fifth quarter drinks, the high protein drinks for our elderly. Very, very desirous that we get them to drink that and consistently be able to. Those of you who have milk intolerance levels, you should know something about A2 milk. And we're going to be talking about that. Why? Because it's a solution to that problem. A2 milk has a different protein in it. There's an A1 protein and an A2 protein out there, believe it or not. And A1 is what most of us drink and has been on the markets forever and ever and ever and ever. And for me, it's not a problem. I can drink all I want, whenever I want, at no problem. Eat all the cheese, all the butter, all the milk, all the chocolate milk, all the ice cream. And it has its effects, of course. Moderation in all things is what we've been taught, but that's not an easy thing to do every day. But anyway, A1 protein, milk that is A1 protein, affects me not at all. Affects some people, even my wife, in a great, very difficult way. So therefore, she doesn't drink more milk. Now, here's what's happening. We're on the call with Ron O'Brien, coming into his butter calls. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange still operating. It's time for butter.
Yeah.
And you're hearing.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, great. All right, we're open. No marks to start here, nothing posted, no bids, no offers. Offer 2 loads, 211 even offered 2 times by BJM. 2 loads offered at 211 even. Just steady offer 2 times by BJM, no bids. 30 seconds in here, 2 loads offered at 211. Saw joins the offer at 211, 3 offered at 211, 2 by BJM, 1 by Saw. All 4 loads offered at 211, 2 BJM, 1 Saw, 1 T.
We got 2 cards.
10 and a half offer by Evie. 10 and a half. 2 offered at 210 even by BJM. 975 offer by Evie. Down $1.25. BJM joins the offer 2 times, so 3 offered at 209.75. 1 Evie, 2 BJM.
I mean, the 212 is better in March.
No bids. And we've got about 45 seconds till the call. 9.5 offer 2 times by BJM. Got $1.50. 30 seconds till the call here. 2 offer to 209.5 by BJM. 209.25 offer 2 times by BJM. 15 seconds till the call. 9 even offer 2 times by BJM. Down 2. 10 seconds till the call. 5 seconds till the call. 209 even offer 2 times by BJM. On up to the call. Any more trading in butter? First call. Second call. 875 offer 2 times by BJM. Posting. First call. Second call. 208.5 offer by BJM 2 times. I have to wait till next one. 208.25 offer by BJM.
Not including
I can offer 1 to 208.25. Offer 1 to 208.25 with total of 3 offered at 208.25 posting. First call. 208 even offer by BJM 2 times. I can offer 1 to 208. 208 even offer by me. Posting. First call. 775 offer by BJM 2 times.
207.75 offer in butter.
Posting.
207 offer in butter.
Okay, first call. Second call. 7.5 offer 2 times by BJM. Posting. First call. Second call. 207.25 offer by BJM 2 times. We're down 375 on the day. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. 207 even offer by BJM. We're down 4. Still no bids. First call. Second call. Third. 206.75 offer 2 times by BJM. Posting. First call. Second call. by BJM 2 times. Posting. First call. Second call. 206 and a quarter offer 2 times by BJM. Posting. First call. Second call. 206 even offer by BJM. Heavy buys him at 206 even 2 times. There's no market. 206 even offer by T. 206 even offer 1 time. We're coming up to the call. Posting. First call. Second call. 205.75 offer by SAW. Posting. First call. Second call. 205.5 offer by SAW 1 time. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. 205 and a quarter offer by SAW 1 time. PGM Jersey offer 205 and a quarter. 2 lows offered at 205 and a quarter. Posting. First call. Second call. 205 even offer by SAW. Ash buys 1 205 even trade. 205 and a quarter offer by BJM. 205 and a quarter offer by BJM. 205 even last. Heavy buys in at 205 and a quarter from BJM. No market. No market here. No bid, no offer. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. Third, final call. 5 even offer by SAW. Ash buys 1. 205 even bid on 1 by Abby. 205 even bid. No offer posted. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. SAW sells that at 205 even to Abby. 205 even bid on 1 by Abby. No offer. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. SAW sells that at 205 even to Abby. No market. 205 even bid on 1 by Abby. Posting. So Abby sells that to herself at 205 even, 205 even trade. Minus 8 on the day. No market here. No markets. Posting. First call. Posting. First call. Second call. Third. Closed. All right, so we're going to settle right there at 205 even, down 6. 8 loads traded total.
All right, there you have the morning blocks, barrels, the powder, and finally the butter trades. Butter off a little bit more. It closed on Friday at 211, off 2 cents. This morning, 205, 206, buying and selling going on the way down. Let's break for a moment. You're listening to the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. We'll be right back. But anyway, why do they pay them such a low price for their milk? And while this is repetitive for many people, you need to know the history of why we've done what we've done. And so I asked Mr. Maddox, after hearing his statement, you give me enough money on my dairy and there isn't a single problem I cannot solve. You take away my money and there isn't a single problem that I can solve on my dairy. And so we got to know each other there at World Ag Expo. Found out, of course, he was from Riverdale, California. My home, 30 miles away in Fresno. I think it's about 30. Spent time later that fall with him, okay, and organizing our thoughts and ideas about what could or should be done. And, of course, he said he'd always felt there should be a national organization where all dairy producers were members and they were working together. They were aligned together behind some specific goals. He, at that time, with Mr. Bill Rowell and Rob Vanden Heuvel, Milk Producers Council, and others, were very much committed to the Costa-Sanders bill that they went around the country trying to gain support for, which included supply management. Whoa, there's a dirty word in the dairy industry, supply management. Dairy producers don't like to be told what they can do or how much milk they can produce, and I don't blame them. And I attack it. Robin Berg from Dairy Pricing says he doesn't talk about supply management. Dairy pricing isn't about supply management. It's about being responsible for your milk production on the front end or the back end. You've got to stand willing. If you're going to get a price that you need and want to be profitable, then you've got to make sure your processors have some help from you too. If the inventories get too large, we've got to remove the inventory. If there's too much milk coming on the front end, you just got to be smart enough to not do that. It's too expensive. The losses are too great. $14 billion in 15 is just too much money. It's just too big a burden to be put upon dairy producers and families and individuals, couples, marriages, relationships, vendors. $14 billion, are you kidding? That's just too much. And we're going to lose $14 billion more this year, if not more. And that's revenue that does not come from the industry to a dairy producer because demand has fallen and production has not. And so consequently, we've got a problem. And the problem is price. The price dairy producers are being paid for their milk. And it's unsustainable long term. And who wants it? Why would you want to be in a situation where there's no way out? But we have found in our work and efforts starting back in 2009 that there are good and viable alternatives and solutions available to dairy producers. But you got to use them. If you have tools, dadgummit, pick up the right tool to do the right job. You know, the reason they make lots of different tools is so you don't have to use a hammer and a crescent wrench all the time. They actually make, it's hard to change a spark plug with a hammer and a crescent wrench. It's hard to adjust the brakes. It's hard to tune the carburetor with a hammer and a crescent wrench. And guess what? There are other tools in the toolbox. And what we want to say to every dairy producer in the country, pick up a different tool, damn it. This deal of making more milk because you can is just the wrong tool at this time. We don't need that. We have a carburetor to tune here, and the hammer and the crescent wrench are not working and will not work. No matter what you do and no matter how frustrated you get, the hammer and the crescent wrench are not going to work. You need a delicate touch here. You need a different set of tools, far more delicate than a hammer and a crescent wrench. Now, I'd like to use the hammer and crescent wrench for a few other things, but for now, set those tools down and be prepared to pick up another one. Pick up dairy pricing. Pick up fortification. Pick up lowering somatic cell count. Pick up better marketing. Require of the 15 cents that you're spending that money be utilized to do the right thing at the right time, to say the right things to the right people. And that's all about nutrition and taste. In the 21st century, it's all about, to a consumer, it's all about nutrition and taste. What is the value they're going to get for what they consume? And if there's no value in that, then why consume it? So your milk, what's it got to be? It's got to be the most nutritious, best tasting. It's got to be cold. It's got to taste good. Why doesn't Tillamook Chews taste good anymore? I'm getting older. Maybe my taster's off, but guess what? It doesn't kick like it used to kick. Why can't I find a single butter in California that tastes like the butter at the Amish table in Pennsylvania? Somebody want to explain that to me? Taste, nutrition, People are getting it. They can be changed. They are not only consuming more butter than almost ever before, but I guarantee you the day will come when margin will not be made. It just doesn't make sense. We can't afford the health bill. We can't afford the doctor bill, the payments to take care of people that we feed a product, a substitute for butter, which is one molecule off of plastic. When we have one of the most nutritious, good for you products in the world, butter. Best tasting. But it could taste better. There needs to be more flavor in our butter, guys, and it doesn't need to be artificial. What did you do to the butter? I want to ask that question. What's going on with cheese? Where it doesn't have, I've switched to a sharper version. Because why? Because I want to be able to taste it. I don't want to just eat it. I like the texture, but I want the taste to be meaningful. So fortification, better taste, more nutrition, better marketing, lower somatic cell counts. We've also got to be proactive in what people see and think about these farms and about the animals' care and about the food and GMOs and BST and all of these issues which haunt us, unnecessarily haunt us. Why BST? We don't need the milk. Why, guys? Why? We don't need the milk. Why take the risk? I don't get that. Consumers say, no, we don't want it. Can everybody get it? I had a producer say to me, it's completely safe. Okay, fine. But guess what? The consumer doesn't think so, and they don't want to have to be concerned about it, so they don't want it in their milk. So guess what? We better not have it in the milk. Can you believe that we actually have to take space on the carton to reassure a consumer that it's not in there? There are no growth hormones in milk in that milk in particular. But it isn't the case in all milk. Just like it isn't the case in Wisconsin. Guys, you guys make all that cheese, and you guys are amazing. I love every one of you. Don't get me wrong. But guess what? You got a lot of dairy producers in distress because you think you can produce all the milk in the world and not have a consequence, not have a cause and effect. You cannot go there and do that and pay no penalty. The law of supply and demand is irrevocable, and it will exact its own toll, as it is doing now. And we don't have a demand curve rising. And there is no prospect that it will. The Farm Bill and those things that will come over just this morning's articles. Read them about the $18 billion fewer dollars in farm insurance, crop insurance available from the government. They're going to cut, and they're going to cut from you. Why? Because we're not strong enough to stop it. Lack of leadership. They got us on our heels. And that's one of the concerns that we wrote about in the perspective, in the publisher's perspective, in the February 2016 edition of the Agribusiness Dairyman magazine. One of my big concerns is the current financial condition of dairy producers relative to what the price you are being paid for your milk. The cost of production is down. We get that fuel, feed. It has been mitigated dramatically. Corn down, but nobody can afford $13, $14 for milk. Nobody. Not long term. It's not sustainable. And who wants to? Why? It takes all the fun out of it when you can't pay the dang bill. It takes all the fun out of what we do when you can't pay your bills. Have you noticed? Well, that's our commentary for this morning, February 16th, a Tuesday morning, a beautiful day in California. We've had a week and more of sunny weather. Hoping for rain by the end of the week. I know the Midwest and the East are cold. Our condolences to them that have to live through that. Whoa, that's brutal weather. Brutal weather. But we will continue this effort because we have been asked to. We have been challenged by others to make a difference. And we're in the media world. We're simply a marketing company that has heard from dairy producers about what should and could be done, and we agree with them that there are changes that need to be made. You need to pick up a different tool besides the hammer and the crescent wrench to fix the problems that exist in the dairy producer world today. It isn't just about more milk. We got that licked. It's about when the milk is brought to the marketplace, how good a job we are of marketing and selling what we've got, making it the best possible product we can. There's lots of fun things to do. Fortification, making sure that the hungry are fed. Approximately 15 to 25% of our country have food insecurities on a regular basis, including and especially dairy. That's a lot of market. How would you like to be able to get more milk, more dairy to 25% of the population of this country that do not have it? Some of them have not had it in 20 to 40 years. That's worth the effort. So we advocate the 2020 agenda. We advocate dairy pricing. Find out at dairypricing.org what that's all about. You can reach them on our website at my-dairyman.com. Feel free, take the time, learn. There are other tools. There is a way forward. There are solutions, and you don't have to sit here waiting for demand to return. That's just plain stupid. Well, that's enough for today. We don't mean to insult or to hurt people's feelings, but we're simply saying this cannot continue. It's hurting too many people. $14 billion in 1 year. That takes a lot of money out of a lot of people's pockets. And why? Because of the churn and burn of that, the economic impact, 7 times 14, 98 billion in economic impact that did not trickle down to the communities and the vendors and other people in the dairy industry, because the dairy producer never got the $14 billion. The $14 billion didn't go away. It went to somebody else. We needed it to be in the dairy producer's hands, because we know that he and she and they would have invested it in their farms. There would have been tremendous benefit of $14 billion more dollars, $98 billion overall economic impact. That's worth the effort. So we'll stay the course. It's not easy, and it's a tiring. Okay, I was with a producer yesterday. We looked back 5 years, and it made us tired. He was looking back 10 and 25, and it made him tired. And some of them are saying, no more, not me. And long before that happens, we better come up with and implement an actual solution. It's not just that we know what we should do. We need to do what we should do. And so we'll call you on in that way. We'll encourage you, and we'll show a way. Join us again tomorrow morning. It'll be Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. in the Pacific time zone, 11:30 in the East, February the 17th, when again we'll have the Agribusiness Dairyman News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. Good morning and have a great day.
To learn or hear more, please join us for our daily News Hour magazine, your 1 hour all dairy connection. It is broadcast live every morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific and 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You can join the broadcast by calling 712-432-0900. Your conference PIN number is 666632#, or you can listen to the recorded call by dialing 712-432-0990, using your same PIN number for personal access. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube. We truly believe you need to and can know more. Our job is to deliver more knowledge to dairy producers, believing that if knowledge is power, then applied knowledge is nuclear power. We'll see you on the call.